if you're new here, I'm Kanindi, and if you're already watching my One Piece chill channel, welcome back. Today we are going to read the newest chapter of One Piece number 1155, so of course, spoiler alert if you're not up to date with manga, but let's see what this chapter has. Let's go. We have a cover for Jump with Luffy. Oh, and different Luffy forms, his different gears. Okay, that is really cute with numbers too. This is perfect. There's also like some announcement I feel like in Japanese, but this is not translated, so I'm not sure what is being announced. Then we have a note from Oda Sensei. Cuppy noodles again. Super cute. Great mascots are still popping up. Gyaru cat is super adorable. Sorry, cuppy noodle. I actually got some noodles here from like the Asian foods like imported store, and there was like one, I don't remember the name, brand that had several mascots I feel like, and you got stickers in each cup, and I have a bit of those stickers collected. Okay, I'm googling. I'm not quite sure what exactly Oda Sensei means. So if you know, let me know. But let's move on with the chapter, and we have a really nice color spread today, with Luffy flying in the air while Usopp holds on to him for dear life. Which is wow. Honestly, this looks so good, so colorful, and you can see like all the details, right, of everything on the ground, which is pretty cool. These, I don't know, like penguins flying around, Robin looking cute, Frankie, Zora, oh my gosh, everyone is so high up, and I guess they all have different reactions to this, because Nami does look scared, so I guess that is because they are so high up and they have to go through this bridge, if you call this a bridge, like a ladder, and I think Nami is too scared, and Jinbei is trying to cheer her up and be like, yeah, don't worry, it's all okay, while Sanji's like, let's go, Nami Swan, I will support you, I will help you. And I guess Luffy just decided to jump from one building to another, and somehow Usopp is with him. Oh my gosh, this looks like there's a whole story in here. And note that behind Luffy's arm, the one that holds the meat chopstick, you see wanted billboard with Luffy's face in his Nika form on it. So that's an interesting, I feel like there are a lot of cool details in this color spread, and yeah, like a whole story, like what is happening here. Also note, I feel like this green penguin does look a bit similar to Zora, I feel like, with the hair and everything, but other penguins are just penguins, so I guess no, it's not like they are in parallel or somehow. Well, anyway, that was a good one. I feel like I can talk about this for a long time, so let's see the chapter, and it's called The Rocks Pirates. Holy shit. Okay. Rox, the legendary pirate, came to Elbaf, but why? And we see huge Loki here. Oh, he looks kinda adorable though. Dang. I feel so bad for him, like, with his mom and everything. If she saw him now, maybe she would think he's adorable. This is Elbaf, but Pops ain't here. He is on a voyage, he's explaining. You are all puny humans? This is the first I've ever seen one moving around for real. Human moving around. Oh, how cute. Hang on, did you just say Pops? You are Harold's kid? They are shocked. I'm guessing he can still be reached even if he is away, right? Xebec is asking. What's your name? Loki. Alright, Loki, just do what I tell you. Head on home and get someone to send urgent word to your Pops. Tell them to say, Loki has been seriously hurt. You got to return to Elbaf at once. Like, we need a reason for him to just rush back home. Watch your mouth. Do I look like I take orders from a human? You seriously expect my father to drop everything just cause I'm hurt? Like, this could be like the real thing here. Like, I don't feel like my dad would come just because I'm hot. I don't think he cares enough. Like, that's what I see in these words. Yeah, right. Besides, someone as weak looking as you has no right to boss me around. Rock's swordsmanship was renowned for its brutal impact, akin to a giant hammer or cannon fire. It was said to blow everything in the surrounding vicinity away, and you already see the visual effect of Haki going on here. He attacks Loki and obviously does quite a bit of damage because Loki is yelling, Yerg! I think like his leg is attacked. Wahahaha! There we have it. Loki has been seriously hurt. I mean, yeah, we ain't lying. He is seriously hurt. Now we don't have to lie. It's actually happened. Harald's path crossed with this madman once before. Yeah, as they said, like on the reverie, right? It happened during the reverie that, yeah, oh wait, we see a bit more of Imu-sama. Someone attacked and kidnapped 5 of the kings. Unbelievable. That big man in black has to be the big man in black has to be the culprit. And then Imu is saying, the lives of those sovereigns cannot be used to extort Mu. They're talking about themselves. Like, I'm not going to take this bait. I'm not going to be extorted for 5 lives of these fucking sovereigns I don't care about. No kidding, but it threw the Holy Land into total chaos, didn't it? The incident would be the first and last of its kind. Well, that's Sebek himself. He's sitting here, so he just came directly to Imu to tell his conditions, like... what? An intruder made it all the way to the flower room hidden deep within the Holy Land, and there's a lady with 2 different eyes with clothes we never saw before looking at Xibek, and it looks like she was talking to Imu here. The man claimed to be a David Jonesian pirate. David Jonesian. He knew there was nothing more he could do in that moment, so he withdrew with these words. Just wait. One day, I will be back. So he was directly threatening Imu and trying to bargain using these sovereigns, which didn't work because Imu doesn't give a fuck about anyone else. Who's this lady? Am I supposed to recognize her? Does she have heterochromia, or is one of her eyes robotic? Her clothes definitely something I think I haven't seen before. Naturally, this incident would never be brought to light, obviously. Yeah, I think that's like the first time we hear about this, I'm pretty sure. Ironically, on that very day, there was another intruder in the Holy Land. Look, it's so much bigger than a normal giant. I want it as a slave. No, we should kill it and have it stuffed. Ew. Guards, protect the nobles. Oh my gosh, these nobles. Especially like the second one from the right. Design perfection. Hot. I'm sorry, the negotiations went south. So Harald, he was taken here by his friend, and I guess that didn't go that well. And I know trespassing is a crime, but isn't all this going a bit too far? And then he was caught as a trespasser, and all the celestial dragons were like, oh, I want it on my wall. Oh, I want it as a slave. They were all salivating over him. Look, he is all on fire. This is such a funny frame. There's just something about it, how it's drawn. It looks so cool and fun, how he just runs here all on fire like this. And no, don't let the kidnapper get away. That wasn't me, I swear. So that was pinned on him. An admiral was murdered. The culprit ran towards the castle. So that was actually Xebek who obviously murdered an admiral. But and that's how they meet. The culprit ran towards the castle. Proceed with caution. It's just one thing after the other. Seize that big one! That must be the guy who kidnapped the kings. How dare he use me as a scapegoat? Harald is saying to himself, I'll show him. While Xebek is saying, a giant in the Holy Land? Don't your kind lurk in the boonies? I don't know what, like, I guess in the middle of nowhere or something. And a huge double. Oh, okay. This panel is so cool. Look at this. And Quebec is so tiny compared to him, but they looks like they are on equal grounds, on equal standing, right, in terms of strength from this frame. I feel like this might be my favorite moment of the chapter, at least my favorite panel, because it looks fantastic. And we have like the intense stares, the clash between the two strangers blew away everyone within a 5-kilometer radius. Okay. So the impact was strong, and obviously they are using hockey as well, so everyone probably also lost their consciousness, I bet. Wahahaha, state your name, Xebec asks. I feel like he's already excited. He's like, oh wow, this giant is pretty cool. He's pretty strong. That's interesting. But it's Harold. Harold is also enjoying this. I'm Rox. Angle your next strike towards the town. They will enslave you if you get caught. Oh, thanks for the advice. Huh? Why? Don't ask questions. What? Yeah, okay. That's very sweet of him. He actually did kind of help him in a way, right? How do I get to Elbaf? Rox is asking. Then your road is that. Oh no, I think Harold is asking, like, how do I get back home? How do I get back to Elbaf? And then Rox continues to give him some advice. The new road is that way. Wahaha, if you survive this, let's meet again, Harold. So they had a really lovely meeting, you could say. Don't be ridiculous, as if I'd ever associate with a criminal like you. What the? Are you seriously just gonna jump off the edge? I mean, why not? Rox had taken down a Navy admiral just moments earlier. Despite all the efforts to save him, the admiral did not survive. It was deemed the most grievous of sins. In the blink of an eye, Rox's infamy boomed. The event sent a powerful shock throughout the seas. And we have here, like, we don't have a bounty. We only have like a wanted poster for him with a fantastic photo. I bet he was very happy with this. But yeah, the number is cut off here. And I don't think we knew that before. Sometime later, a ship carrying a great amount of celestial tribute to Marijoa was attacked. The gates of justice were destroyed, and the attacker fled the scene. The stolen funds were later used to support Rox's pirate activities. Okay, that's fair enough. Let's take it. Let's take it, sure. Marijoa doesn't need any more funds. We need them more. Until that point, Rox had always acted against the world government, but after that, he started to target pirates too. After that, a ship carrying a tribute. So I guess, I feel like a ship carrying the tribute would be just like some kingdom's ship. It wouldn't be a pirate ship. It would be just some kingdom sending tribute to Marijoa. And I assume it's implied that Rox pirates took everything from this ship and supported their activities with it. So I'm not sure why he started targeting pirates, but we see him looking at a load of wanted posters here. In the world of pirates, there exists a long-standing tradition known as a Davy-back fight. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that shit. Pirate crews would compete in a series of matches. Ah, you mean targeting them for Davy-back fight to get good people in your crew, wagering their flags or even their crewmates in a truly ruthless game. Yeah, so he is looking through these wanted posters thinking like, oh, like this guy or this girl, they look cool, they would be a nice addition to my crew, so I'm going to do this Davy-back fight and I'm going to get them. I guess that's the idea. And we see a little bit here, I feel like, of Davy-back fight snippets. We don't really, no, we can see actually. I think the poster here on the top, must it be Whitebeard? The poster in the middle, I can't really tell. It's just a mess of black and white, honestly, but I feel like the top might look like Whitebeard. I feel like he was alone at first. or like he had very, very small crew. So at first he even joined the Devyback fight. He was the only one, maybe even, or like just because on these snippets it's only him fighting, I feel like, in this Devyback fight, in these challenges. So he beat several crews all by himself, alone, to get more crew members for himself. Rox used this tradition to build his entire crew. Okay, see, it literally says build his entire crew. So he was completely alone. He challenged other pirate crews and completely alone he beat them in Devyback fight. And he got their like best, strongest fighters, and his entire crew consisted of the pirates he won in Devyback fights. And I think that kind of checks out, because I feel like there was always this impression that Rock's crew, it wasn't like Luffy's crew, right? For example, it wasn't like they go together more like Blackbeard's crew, right? Because they have this idea, okay, I want to be with someone strong, I want to be in a strong crew, and as I'm strong and you are strong, let's fight together. But there's no like actual friendship and emotional attachment, so to say, right? And if you build your crew like that, just stealing these people from the crews they chose themselves, I feel like it's not a good basis for friendship, right? They had won many scoundrels to their side before they even had a flag. They've got an amazing guy, you'll lose it when you see him. And I feel like Rox here is already pitching someone else he found, and we already see the crew he has when he comes to Elbaf. This lady that I thought might be Stacy, and I think he's talking to Whitebeard. Here, even though his face is cut off, the weapon looks very similar, and I think he was in the same clothes as maybe in the previous chapter. After that, that's it. They made their way to Elbaf to meet with his friend. That's so cute. And maybe hurt his son a little, but you know, details. That's what we have to do for French, right, guys? Elbaf, West Castle. Oh no, I rushed home as fast as I could, Harald is saying. But I'm glad you've already turned the corner on your recovery. Thank goodness. So he did care about Loki. That's cute. I know that you are strong, Loki, but you shouldn't wander into the realm of the dead. No, I mean, like, I'm not surprised that I feel like Loki would be surprised that he cares, right? You got lucky escaping with nothing more than that after falling off that cliff. There's plenty more dangers just lurking deeper inside. Dad really came back, Loki is thinking. It has to be coincidence. He couldn't have come for me. See, well, we already talked about this, right? Because of Loki's childhood and how he was treated by his mom, and the General Harald didn't pay that much attention to him. Obviously, he would expect, like, Dad doesn't care about me. But looks like, after all, they did manage to build some attachment. Because in present time, Loki was like, hi, Rudin, do you really believe I would kill our father? So I feel like that line showed that Loki does have some emotional attachment for his dad. They did manage to craft some kind of a bond, and maybe that was the first step. Rox, I've heard all about your crimes. What are you doing here? I missed you, Harald. Wait, everyone is here. Let's see. Wait. This is the whole crew. You gotta join my crew. Obviously, that is the idea. He's like, this giant, he's so cool, and he would be great on my crew. Oh my god! And this is also so much. I know he's Blackbeard's prototype, but it's so much like Luffy. Well, to be fair, there are some parallels between Blackbeard and Luffy as well, but this like just, hey, you join my crew. The world government won't hear you out. Right, you get it now. The time has come. We have to be aggressive. Don't try to negotiate with them. Yeah, we just join my crew and let's go against the world government. That's not written on the page. That's just me saying his inner thoughts, his subtext, reading between the lines. Don't be stupid. If I anchor myself with the fog like you, I'll lose all the goodwill I've built up with my allies, Harald is explaining. And yeah, I guess I see his point completely. That's kind of what he dedicated his whole life to. This is a real feast. Gee ha 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 ha. What of it? Undocilized government pawns? Shiki really reminds me of that guy. Remember? Wait. Okay, no, I looked at Kumadori and I feel stupid for thinking that. I was like, in my mind, he looked more similar. I don't know why I thought about him. Okay, sorry, moving on. And this guy, doesn't he look like Jabra? I feel maybe my brain is just somehow went to Water 7 and Enya's lobby and is like looking for some parallels. But at the same time, these people could be like ancestors of some of the characters that we know in present time, right? So that's the king of Elbaf. He sure is big, they are talking. What of it? Undocilized government pawns? I guess Rox is asking, continuing the conversation with Harald. What's the point of reaching for something that's impossible? You gotta level the playing field. Don't be a wet blanket, Harald. Elbaf has the greatest warriors in the world. If something churns your stomach, you should just crush it. Okay, I bet we already know like Whitebeard, Stasi, Shiki, for example. Let's see, maybe next pages have all like the details on it. That's the old way. Elbaf has changed, Harald is explaining. People never change. That same bloodlust is still pulsing through you, Rox is saying. And here again, you can see the perspective. I know, it's just so fun every time you see him so tiny, like with his arm protruded and yelling something, and it's just like, oh, so cute. I'm just like, girl, oh, this human, so cute, so small. Hey, can't you two just enjoy the meal? Whitebeard is asking. You guys should know that if you follow a man like him, you will only be led to ruin, Harald is saying, and Shiki laughs. Following that moron, ha 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 ha. Don't make me laugh. We're all completely out for ourselves. None of us would bat an eye if Rox died. See, that's exactly like, that's what I'm saying. That's the dynamic of the crew. It's just a lot of strong people together, staying together only because they know it's beneficial for them. Shiki the Wicked. Oh my gosh, that rhymes. Shiki the Wicked. Future Golden Lion. Okay, we got that one down then. Obviously, Miss Bucking, the tech bandit, Buckingham Stasi. She doesn't, I think that's even like a feature. She doesn't look exactly like the copy Stasi that we know. But I think there's still some recognizable details, but she does look different, and I do like that. She looks cool though. Well, that's not to say his plans don't have a certain appeal. They could prove very lucrative. And then we have Don Marlon, gangster from the West Blue. Oh my gosh, his chin. Have you heard of Hachinosu, the place they call the Isle of Exiles, or even Pirate Island? Yeah, I remember. We call it Beehive Island, in my mind. Countries all around the world send their worst inmates there as a form of penal exile. Yeah, and now Rox's sun is kind of raining here, so that's cool. Don Marlon. So could he be the father of Capone Beige? Or am I going crazy? It's just because only on their like aesthetic, only on their type. I don't think we met Don Marlon before. We don't know anything about him, but I feel like all of these pirates have some connection with present time, and that could be either like Stasi has like several connections, but for example we have our clone Stasi, we have a lot. Obviously Whitebeard was present when we were reading the manga for present time for us, right? And then Shiki was mentioned several times. Obviously Xebec has obviously was mentioned himself, and he's Blackbeard's father. So I feel like Don Marlon should also have some connection to the present time, and then I'm thinking he could be maybe Badge's father, Capone Badge, because I don't think we got any info on that, or maybe he could be connected in some other way. Then we have next three, obviously Whitebeard, Edward. I'm calling him Whitebeard, even though he is not yet Whitebeard, obviously, but that's just his name in my mind. I'm sorry. Edward Newgate, future Whitebeard. It was meant to be a barren island with no food, where all you could do was wait for death, he explains, smiling and eating. Then we have two new for me characters, right? Pirate Prophet Ochoku, future Commodore of Pirate Island. He looks very interesting. He looks like a vampire snake or something. I feel like he also reminds me of someone, or am I going crazy? He could have connection to someone. But last year the survivors started banding together, and why do you think that happened? He's asking. Choco. And then we have Ganzui, who I said reminded me of what's his face, of Jabra a little. Okay, now that I look at them, maybe he doesn't. Actually, you know, now he reminds me even more Apu, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm like thinking maybe there are connections to Supernova, because we kinda could have, for example, that guy would be Capone Bash's father, and then this could be Apu's, and then there would be like this little tendency, so to say. But yeah, I might be just reaching there. That's just all obviously wild speculations. The only thing we have confirmed is that Xebec is Blackbeard's father, obviously. Like none of the other speculations are confirmed. This is just me like pointing out some similarities I noticed, I feel like, in the designs. So Ganzui the smuggler is saying, or maybe yelling would be a more proper way to say it. Believe it or not, the island had a massive gold deposit. A shadowy organization found out and got involved. They helped the criminals amass a fortune. They really pissed off the government. These days, anyone who gets near the island gets swarmed by the hardened criminals. They will strip you of everything, Rox tells excitedly. So then, we cut a deal with the government. I asked, how much are you gonna pay us if we take that island back for you guys? Once we get the money, we'll take down the pirate island and split the mountain load of loot between us. But there's no way in hell we're just handing over the island and those criminals after that. Get it? I'll take charge of Hachinosu, and with these dumb bastards under me, we'll turn it into a pirate paradise. That's kinda cool that now like his son has it. That's really like well inherited. I can already see the government and marines standing there like clueless dogs. Wahahaha. I like how Harold is just eating calmly, not saying anything, and he's sitting at the table while everyone else is standing on the table because obvious reasons. This is just the prologue to my life, Xebec is saying excitedly. Using that island as me base, I'll crush the navy, bring the Holy Land crashing down, and after that, I'm gonna be king of the world. That's not even like Luffy says, I'm gonna be king of the pirates. No. It's like, I'm gonna be the king of the world. And Loki is listening in, and he seems to be very impressed. I feel like he might be inspired a little bit. Your enemies are too big. You are picking a fight with the whole planet. Harold is unimpressed. Say what you want. One day someone is bound to pull it off. There's no such thing as power that lasts forever. Yeah, they say that. I hope, well, he's right. I guess everything comes to an end sooner or later. We can just hope it's in our lifetime, right? If it's the power we are very unhappy with and very much disagree with, join me, Harold. If we team up, we will be unstoppable. Okay, that is really inspiring. We didn't know that much about Rox Dixie Beck before we heard about his exploits, but we never met him personally, and I really like him from this flashback. And is this the last page? Loki is crying? Is his dad inspired? Quit inviting me. I told you I'm the king. I'm busy. That doesn't matter. I'm going to claim it. The whole damn world. Loki suddenly realized Loki had found salvation. 4 years passed. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, I feel like Loki really took this speech to heart. I feel he really thought, oh, this is a really cool idea. This is what I want. And you know, if Loki joins our, I'm reaching a lot. If Loki joins our crew, that would be so fitting. If he was like inspired by this, and he's so against world government. And remember, the God Knights were trying to recruit him, and he obviously didn't want to because he hates world government and he loves strengths. So I feel like it would be really fitting, and if he went into our crew and we went against world government, and he, like, inspired by this speech from his childhood, he would help take down the world government because no power lasts forever. That would be beautiful, right? Okay, 4 years passed. Harold continued rejecting the numerous invitations he received until one day Rock's plan had finally reached its fruition. Backed by his monstrous crew, he would send shockwaves throughout the world. Set sail, ya bastards! The legend embarks. Break next week. Okay, that's fair. Oh my gosh, the flag rocks. Looks so cool. Oh yeah, that was a great chapter. It was so fun. I loved all of it. I think maybe my favorite moment is still like the clash, because that frame where they meet Harold and Rock's Dixie Bag and they go at each other, and this huge frame of them clashing, it looked so badass. It looked so cool. The whole chapter was great. I really enjoyed Xebek's character. I think I really like him a lot. I feel like he has a very interesting crew. We kind of already knew about their dynamics, so nothing surprising here, but we got to see more of his crew. I feel like they were characters that we don't really know much about, but I feel like they could possibly be connected to the characters in the present. So please share your thoughts on that. Like, how do you think that's crazy? Or do you think I forgot something or missed some hint? And if so, please let me know in the comments down below, like, what are your thoughts on this and on the whole chapter in general, and what is your favorite moment. Obviously that speech was also very cool, like the panel where he says that no power lasts forever. Very inspiring, love to see it. So yeah, please share everything, as I said, in the comments down below. But I think that would be it for today, and we have a break next week, so we'll see you we'll see you next time with the next chapter, I guess after a week. But yeah, that would be it for today, so thank you for watching and see ya.